We're live.
Well,
Yep, we're live.
this thing's so fucking small on.
Oh wait, it's not. It just turned to 3 o'clock right now.
Perfect.
Awesome. So happy. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. Hello. Where are they? Where are the viewers?
It's dwarfed on
Yeah.
my face.
Jared's dressed like that because of Batman Day. That's what it is.
It's Batman Day.
It is Batman Day. So
I'm Batman Day.
You're a Batman. I have a Batman shirt, but I don't want to wear it because it's too hot where I am right now. So
Understandable. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna just 3 seconds. I'm going to go turn my fan off.
all right, sounds good. Well, while he's doing that, I think I'm going to jump right into our first story because we do have a hell of a lot to talk about. So the first thing is
did you warn them that we have a lot to talk about?
well, yes, I did. I did tell them about that. The first thing we have is kind of unrelated to tech, but it's more social political commentary, but it's related to social media. Texas is passing a social media deplatforming law. So what this means in essence is the state of Texas has made it illegal for social media platforms to ban users based on their political viewpoints.
Okay.
And there is something to be said about that, but I think they're stretching the definition of what a political viewpoint is. I think they're taking it to mean that, oh yeah, vaccine misinformation is an opinion, it's a political viewpoint. And it's like
no,
that's
actually
but
wrong.
but that's what they view, but that's what they view it as. So
Oh.
that's what I assume they mean by that. But that's just really disconcerting to see. Supposedly this is in response to Trump being banned from Facebook and Twitter after
Of course there was going to be fallout from a smart decision for once by social media.
That was after the events of January 6th. So yeah, that's just unfortunate. I don't think any companies like Facebook or Twitter are going to respond at all to this. I think they're just if anything, I think they're going to laugh at this. I don't think they're going to take this seriously at all. Because one, they're not a company based in Texas, so it's not like Texas.
No, this is global. What is Texas? It's just they're just going to be look. They're looking at this like a fly on their leg, and they're just chew.
It's a reason. There's a reason why big tech tends to have a home in California, and it's because of reasons like this. So they don't really have any legal ground to stand on with this new law. I think it's just more frivolous than anything. But yeah, in other news, we have reports of iPhone owners with that also ride motorcycles can degrade the quality of the camera performance of an iPhone if they ride a motorcycle for too long. This has to do with how sensitive the camera is and how many vibrations the motorcycle seems to stimulate towards the iPhone. So apparently this can affect the optical image stabilization, and will accidentally move the camera as the moment you're taking a photo. Which is interesting.
Well, okay, so I know it's not the case where it's when it's taking the photo, the camera itself will be the stabilizer is compromised because of the vibrations from riding on the motorcycle. But for some reason, my brain was if you're taking a picture while riding a motorcycle, and I was about to say don't take pictures while driving a motorcycle?
No, it's literally it's damaging the hardware on it, and then people
afterwards. I understood that, but for the joke, I was don't snap and ride.
Yeah, it also appears to be affecting the autofocus on it, damaging the quality of that as well. So the images appear to be a little bit blurrier on phones that this has happened to.
You know, I'm seeing a trend. iPhones are not doing great these last
iPhones
couple weeks.
iPhones are not doing too great. We're going to talk about the iPhone 13 reveal later too.
Oh, great.
In other news, we now have AI. Someone has created a new technology called Codex that can generate its own computer code.
Ooh.
So we have auto-generating computer code, and this has big potential applications for coders and could shave down man hours for programmers, developers, everywhere. So
Honestly, yeah, that's big for
apparently it is not super advanced
but
in
it's a
in
start,
that
it's a precedent.
in that experts are saying that this will not be a threat to professional programmers, stating that this will mainly take care of menial coding tasks that are more so just busy work or like things that coders have to do but are not particularly skill demanding. So, but if anything, that's a good thing. Like AI computer code can take the busy work so that humans can be freed up to do the important stuff. That would be pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. In more tech-related news, we have rumors that NVIDIA is going to reintroduce the RTX 2060, a GPU from 2018, but with a 12 gigabyte variant instead of a 6 gigabyte variant that they introduced at the initial launch in 2018.
Okay.
And we can chalk this up to them not having enough VRAM buffers to make 3000 series graphics cards. So I think that's what this whole deal is about. But 2060 is honestly still
sense.
the 2060 is honestly still a very underrated GPU these days. So I mean, you have a graphics card that's like slightly less than a 2060, and if it has double the VRAM, like
yeah, that's honestly that would be a genuine upgrade from what I have.
Yeah, that would be great. In other news,
oh, here we go.
Apple
not having a good time.
Apple has, in a word, kind of lost the Epic v. Apple lawsuit. Now, they lost, but with an asterisk. This was kind of like a mixed bag for both teams, in that Epic has to pay restitutions for all the revenue that Fortnite did not make on the App Store due to it being pulled by Epic in October of 2020. So they have to pay, I believe, in the ballpark of around $30 million or something like that, which I understand. But for a company like Epic, that's like chump change. That's like pocket money.
Yeah.
But the one big thing that Apple was not happy about is they lost the ability to have the Apple App Store be the only source of payment for developers for the App Store. Now they must allow developers to put in a sort of prompt that could take them to another third-party payment option so that they could be receiving funds directly instead of giving the entire cut to Apple and having them split it with the developer. So I think that is a huge loss on Apple's part. And I would have
phrased that as a huge win for like third-party studios trying to release stuff on Apple.
Especially for smaller developers. Like I think Epic didn't realize they were out for themselves here, but they didn't realize that they actually
didn't realize they were about to be the Robin Hood of this situation. They were like, "Hey, we want our money."
They did a good thing for everybody in turn, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, it looks like Epic has already appealed that court case because it is not satisfied with even that court ruling. They want an entire app store all to themselves, and they wanted Apple to be outright declared a monopoly for their position with the Apple App Store. Which
Games is coming for blood.
They were not satisfied. They wanted it all, which is kind of refreshing to see someone stick it to Apple as hard as they have.
Literally, when you texted me saying that Epic Games had repealed the settlement, I was like, or like the lawsuit, I was like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah, I was expecting Apple to appeal, but no, it was Epic that did it. Because, like, if anything, Apple was the one who lost a big thing there. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to see where this goes. If Epic might do even more good stuff for consumers, we'll have to wait and see.
Honestly, yeah, we don't know how the appeal is going to go. But speaking of Apple lawsuits, let's keep that train going, Kev.
Let's keep that grain going. That grain train. So it looks like Apple has released an emergency security patch for iPhones, iWatches, Macs, and iPads, due to a flaw in their latest not their latest. Is iOS 15 out yet? I don't believe so.
It's late 14 now.
Yeah. This was a security flaw in iOS 14. The flaw exists in iMessage and is exploited by sending a specially crafted PSD file and has been used by the NSO group to install Pegasus spyware. The exploit was discovered by a team of researchers analyzing phones of people who the spyware had now been patched to. So they could potentially be reading your conversations if you have an iPhone. What?
Fun is, I mean, with me, they're just gonna see all the dank memes I send the boys.
Yeah. That could also, but if your text messages contain payment information or anything like that, this could be a big problem. So that's a big issue as well. Supposedly, Apple has issued an emergency. Not supposedly, they have issued a emergency security patch. So if you own an Apple product, please make sure it is up to date with the current version of iOS, because if not, it is currently vulnerable. Yeah.
Say that like that ever again.
And people are saying it's just a matter of time before someone hacks it again. But like for now, this is the safest way to protect yourself if you're an iPhone user. And all the iPhone fanboys who are like, iPhone can't be hacked. I'm just like,
false. X to doubt.
I'm like, anything can be hacked. Anything can be hacked. Get over yourself if you believe that an iPhone can't be hacked. If anything is connected to the internet, it can be hacked. In other Apple-related news, a lot of Apple news today. They have had their iPhone 13 reveal event. At the latest reveal, they showed off the 9th generation of the iPad, which is super low cost. They will charge $329 for the base model, which has 64 gigs of storage, has a new front camera, and aimed at entry-level consumers. It actually looks very compelling. I just wish that they would change the design of it because it looks ugly. It looks like it still looks like it's from 2010. And related to that, they have announced a new iPad Mini, which seems to be replacing the iPad Air. Touch ID is integrated into the power button, and 5G support has also been added to the iPad Mini. That starts at $499.99, I think. We have gotten news about the iPhone 13. There were 4 models: the iPhone 13 Mini, the regular iPhone 13, the iPhone 13 Pro, and the 13 Pro Max. Notable features include a new A15 Bionic chip that offers even better performance. That's, again, something they say every year. I mean, how do you measure performance on a phone? Like,
exactly.
It's like all these phones.
It's dependent on the user. Really.
All these phones are really looking very samey. Like, depending on where you go, like Apple, Samsung, Google, like they all start to look the same after a while. And I think we've reached that point. There really isn't much of a difference between any kind of phone. It also has a triple camera setup on the rear of the iPhone, and it offers multiple photography modes, and a new cinematic mode that offers improved focus features. One of the things that they mentioned there is when you take a video, it sort of auto blurs out the background and focuses on the subject of the video, or in vice versa. Like if your camera is focusing on the background, it will blur out you if you are the one recording. So that is very interesting because I don't believe we've seen that feature on a phone before. I've typically only seen that on cameras like DSLR cameras and mirrorless lens ones, as well as like higher end webcams like that cost over $200. But it's interesting seeing that on a phone. And finally, we have news of a new redesigned Apple Watch Series 7. It has a larger display and retains all compatibility with existing watch bands, and it also has finally switched to USB-C instead of the Lightning port for the Apple Watch Series 7. And
God, they finally figured it out.
they're still using Lightning cables for the 13. They're still using them. I think it's because they just have so many Lightning cables. They're trying to get rid of
They're
them.
just trying to get rid of them because they mass produce them.
They know they're going to have to switch eventually, but it's just like, ugh.
Absolutely, yeah.
And another lawsuit from Apple in Apple's name in relation to that, a developer is suing Apple, claiming that the Series 7 keyboard, the integrated keyboard on it, has been stolen, and they are infringing on their intellectual property. This is from Flick-type developer Costa. I'm going to mispronounce this. Elftairu. And he has designed his own keyboard and claims that it is remarkably similar to Apple's Series 7 watch keyboard. And
I'm going to take a crack at it. I think it's Eleftherio.
Okay, yeah, that seems about right. But yeah, if you look at the images of his keyboard compared to his keyboard compared to Apple's, like, it is a stark similarity. Like, it's hard to tell the difference.
Too close not to take a double take on. You're just like,
And because Apple released this second, it does not look good for them. So they may have to settle that one out, but we'll see. In other news, non-Apple related, I think we're done with Apple stuff for now. Oh, wait, one more thing about the Apple thing. One thing that was absent from the iPhone 13 conference, where's Apple's VR headset?
Yeah, they were hyping it up.
Where's the $3,000 headset? No one we want to see it. We'll pay for it, I guess. I won't, but someone will. Where is it, Apple?
Watch videos that people make after having paid for it, but we're not gonna get it.
Where is it, Apple? I don't know. It was the one. It was that and the MacBook were also absent. Honestly, Apple might debut the VR headset at their new M1X Mac reveal, so we'll have to wait and see about that. In other non-Apple news, we have new drivers adding performance-boosting memory access to older AMD GPUs. So it appears that Smart Access Memory is now featured on RX Radeon 5000 series GPUs, which essentially NVIDIA has this too. They call it resizable bar, and Intel has that as well. And what that essentially means is the CPU is able to treat the VRAM of a graphics card as RAM, as random access memory, and it's able to use that VRAM as additional RAM.
That's pretty neat.
Increasing performance in games by around 15 to 20% in certain cases. So I think that's really cool. I'm glad that I didn't think it had just had to be a simple driver update, but I'm impressed.
That's really cool.
I'm very excited about that. In other news, we have worse news for people hoping to get a PS5 or a graphics card. Rare earth metal has gone off Earth. It is the prices for rare earth metal have been skyrocketing in recent months, and we have new pricing concerns as well, seeing that the shortages for rare earth metal seem to be getting worse and worse due to the coronavirus. It appears that copper has gone up 37.3%. This is all as of this past month. Cobalt has gone up over 51%. Aluminum is up in price over 55%. Terbium oxide is over 60% in a price increase. Neodymium alloy has gone up over 73%. Tin, like the thin metal, is over 81% more expensive. Helium oxide is 109% more expensive. And lithium carbonate, which is used to make batteries and energy devices, has gone up in 150%.
Oh no!
It
I was
is.
hoping the list from the high, like the list already started high for like price increases, and I was hoping they were going down, but they were not. The second you got to the second one, I was like, oh no, this is gonna end very badly.
It's going to end very badly. So batteries in particular seem to be getting hit very hard by the pricing concerns. So if you have anything that takes a battery, I might want to look to rechargeable devices, just in case. Yeah, it is not looking good. We're gonna have this is a real problem. Like the Biden administration, I think needs to take a bigger intervention into this, and the world governments in particular. Like I don't think this is just up to the U.S. Like I think people have gotten too complacent with allowing TSMC and Samsung take the ball on manufacturing these rare earth metals. I mean, I know it comes down to like they just can't get them because of supply constraints, but this is kind of something that they haven't paid attention to for a long time, and I feel like the entire world needs to find out a better system than just leaving this up to the few people that know what they're doing with it. In other news, do you want to talk about this one? I feel like you have some feelings about this similar to me.
Yeah, this is like you sent this to me while I was at work, and I read about it. So moving away from just specifically Apple getting bombed with bad news and bad press for like weeks on end, Facebook and Instagram are now in the hot seat as well. Evidence emerges that Facebook and Instagram had hid a self-imposed study on the effects of social media and children's mental health. I love the person who posted this to the forum, but in news that should surprise absolutely no one, children's charities and prominent experts are calling out Facebook for doing a study into the effects of their platform on children's mental health back in 2019, then hiding the results away from everyone, and instead running advertising and PR encouraging children to join. I need to find the quote. So they did a study to see how to see the mental effects of Facebook and Instagram were on young adults, and the reported findings by Facebook and Instagram were we make body image issues worse for 1 in 3 teenage girls. It also said teenagers blamed Instagram for increased levels of anxiety and depression. Research found that 32% of teenage girls surveyed said that they felt bad about their bodies. Instagram made them feel worse. When they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram only made the problem worse. Some 13% of UK teenagers and 6% of US users surveyed traced a desire to kill themselves to Instagram. And it keeps going from there. That you think that would be like it, like that's like as worst as it could go. In 2021, it conducted large-scale research of tens of thousands of people that paired user responses with its own data about time spent on Instagram and when it was viewed. And Instagram conducted multiple focus groups, online surveys, and diary studies over a number of years. And that is like bullet points of those studies that they had done.
Yeah, and the big thing is that this would have been another story if this was conducted by a third party that audited Instagram, but this was Facebook's own internal investigation, and what they found confirmed that they personally are responsible for worse mental health in these teenagers and worse self-image of themselves, and really damaging their mental health, and in certain cases it seems physical health.
The National Society, the the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, head of child safety online, Andy Burroughs, said it's appalling they chose to sit on their hands rather than act on evidence, and that instead of working to make the site safe, they've obstructed researchers, regulators, and government and run a PR and lobbying campaign in an attempt to prove the opposite. So, knowing all of this shit that, like, in-house, like, they came to these realizations themselves. Facebook and Instagram were just like, well, need to know basis. Like, we don't need to tell people that. We just want more money. It's all about the money in this situation. They didn't care about the well-being of human life and the development of human life. They just wanted money.
Also, it is important to note that Mark Zuckerberg has personally commented on this issue. He was interviewed by a U.S. psychologist, which was studying the mental health effects of social media on teens. And they were talking about the report that had been found in 2019 that Facebook had done. And when the psychologist spoke with Zuckerberg, Zuckerberg said, quote, "I believe the research is ambiguous and does not point to harm." So either he's flat out lying, or he just he just can't believe that, or he just like doesn't believe that his platform is harming people, even though it was proven that it did. Which I don't know which is worse.
In other news, Instagram has been working towards releasing a side product, Instagram Youth.
They have been working on Instagram Youth for a while, which is advertiser free because you can't advertise specifically directly to minors under 13. So that's apparently this is, they quote, designed to keep them safe. How safe can it be? How safe can it be if this is damaging?
App itself is causing all of these issues, like the actual, ecosystem of the app itself is causing the issues.
Legislators
Let's just make another app for to get people hooked on and fucked over by Instagram even younger.
Legislators are hoping that they can get the move to make Instagram Youth a live product blocked, so that younger children in particular won't be subjected to this kind of harm.
I can only hope that it goes through.
We'll have to wait and see. I hope that resolves quickly. And Mark Zuckerberg, what's wrong? Come on, do better. Come on, don't be a lizard. Don't be a lizard person anymore. Come on.
Mark Zuckerberg, eat a bag of lizard dicks. Come on.
Yeah, like come on. We have in other news, back to fun tech. It appears
I needed that. After talking about that, now I'm just so depressed for the future of humanity that I need something to oh, cool.
It appears that ASUS has leaked its motherboard lineup for the new Intel Alder Lake generation CPUs. It has leaked apparently 16 different models of motherboards, and they all look pretty nice. Like you remember you mentioning to me you like the white motherboard look. There are some nice ones in there this time. You should take a look at the leaked Z690 chipset motherboards. Like I think you would think they're pretty cool. I wouldn't go for you. I wouldn't recommend leaving AMD.
Right.
But
it's still cool to look at.
These are cool to look at. They're eye candy. But yeah, it's just cool, you know. I'm interested, and I can't wait for Alder Lake for many different reasons. And finally, our last bit of sort of tech news for the day. It appears that Mozilla has found a way to bypass Microsoft's default browser protections in Windows. So what this is talking about is when you go into your settings and you opt out for a different default browser than Microsoft Edge, which absolutely everyone should. And if you keep Microsoft Edge as a default browser, don't talk to me. But Mozilla, the creators of Firefox, have found a way to sort of bypass the little warning that that Microsoft gives, like saying, "Are you sure you want to change browsers?" They kind of make it seem like anything you download not from the Microsoft Store could potentially be damaging or harmful to your computer, which is a little inflammatory when talking about other competitors. But Mozilla has found a way to erase that prompt message and having a one-click install for Firefox.
That's so fucking funny. Mozilla is just like, you mad, Microsoft?
You mad, Microsoft? But I think that's pretty cool. I like when people stick it to Microsoft over Windows. I like when there's just competition in the space and healthy competition. That's very good for us. So yeah, that's the big tech news. Do you want to start us off with gaming?
You can start with this Nintendo one, and I can follow up with the other announcement for the Switch.
All right. So it appears that the U.S. won't be giving the U.S. versions of the Nintendo Switch will not be getting a price cut in the nature of the European price cut for the Nintendo Switch that we saw a few weeks ago. We saw in mainland Europe and the UK, the prices dropped from 279 euros to 259 euros. So about a, I would say, what is that? A 5% price cut? 5%,
something like that.
10%, not 10%, but it's probably like 5 to 8%, I would say. But it appears that the US won't be getting one of those. That's unclear why the reason is for that.
I would think, I mean, to a degree, would you think the reasoning is because US's money-centered lifestyle, because of this other Nintendo-related news? You think they're just like, well, now that there's this new thing with Switches, we don't need to drop the price?
No, in my opinion, this is. I'll talk more about this later in a related story, but in my opinion, when a competitor drops pricing in one area and keeps it the same in another, that is because they want to. That is not constraint on demand. I don't think, unless tariffs are involved or supply constraint issues are involved. But as far as the Switch is concerned, they've had a pretty good supply chain when compared to other things. So I just don't know about that. It appeared I would just assume that Nintendo just didn't want to decrease pricing in the US.
That's fair. Because that's what I was thinking, is because after almost 5 years of Switch's life on the shelf, a new firmware update has announced that Bluetooth support is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch.
And people are mad because this means that they could have done it when the Switch came out. Yeah. And like people say this all the time with Apple. It's like, why don't they have this feature? Android has this feature. Like, why don't they have 120 hertz screens? Why is this the first time we're getting a 120 hertz screen? It's not because they didn't have. It's not because they didn't have the knowledge or the technical capability to do it. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to. That is the only reason for it. So don't defend Nintendo or Apple or any company that does something like this, because in the end, they just didn't want to do it. But yeah, we got Bluetooth headphone support for the Switch finally. People are mad because you still can't use a Bluetooth microphone on it, and you can't use a Bluetooth microphone and headset combo. It is only Bluetooth headphones that are compatible, which is fine if you don't play online games, I suppose. But yeah, they're like, where's the Bluetooth mic support? Because we know you can do it. We know you could do it in Nintendo.
Oh, you can. 100%. You can do this.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about... let's talk about GTA 5.
Can we not talk about GTA 5?
I know, I'm
sick of everyone talking about GTA 5 for years.
Gamers are upset over the latest PS5 trailer, the PS5 reveal trailer for GTA 5 Next Gen Edition, which supposedly has improved graphics, but many players suspect that it's just going to look the same, and it's going to be sort of a pseudo upgrade where they try to like placebo you into thinking that it's better graphics, but it's really not. I mean, most likely this can be ray traced on consoles, so I guess that's what they mean by improved graphics, but that's sort of misleading.
Yeah, improved graphics with an asterisk.
Yeah, very slight in certain environments and certain situations. Yes, improved graphics, but not across the board. Like, apparently it is one of the most, I believe it is the most disliked video on YouTube of the year so far.
Good.
With 32,000 dislikes compared to 15,000 likes at the time of the showing, at the time of the trailer's reveal.
Yeah.
So yeah, people are upset over GTA 5 coming out because they feel like Rockstar is just being greedy and they're trying to pump up the cash cow that is GTA Online, which is understandable because they've invested so far in it that they just don't want to see it go away yet. But so many people just don't care about GTA 5 anymore.
Even like very, I wouldn't say like, I would say like very avid fans of the franchise or like the game itself are like, okay, come on.
Yeah, like Rockstar has already achieved a lunar amount of profit, like an astronomical amount of profit from GTA Online. It's been such a cash cow for them since it came out in 2013. Like it's insane how much money they have made from it. It is insane because like a single person and a single avid GTA player that loves GTA Online could easily spend thousands of dollars on in-game currency. And if, say, like 1 million people do that, that's an insane amount of money for Rockstar.
Yep, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Literally $1 billion.
That's a lot of money. I feel like you should talk about this because this is a game that is near and dear to your heart, right?
I'd argue I am more of the Nintendo camp than you, especially growing. I mean, you also had a GameCube, but like, I went from like the Wii and like I had a bunch of DSs.
You also had an NES.
Yeah, that was my NES. The NES was the first console I ever played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fair to say that you're more of a Nintendo guy than me.
It's looking like Platinum Games wants to make a port of Star Fox Zero for the Nintendo Switch. Says it would love to port the Wii U's Star Fox title, but it would want to respect both Nintendo and Miyamoto's wishes in regards to an updated version. The head of the studio said that the studio would have interest in porting it, which remains one of the few big-name Wii U games yet to make it to Switch, alongside remasters of Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess, if Nintendo wanted it. However, any potential changes would be up to Miyamoto, the original creator, Miyamoto himself, not the original creator, Top Dog Nintendo.
Right.
Growing up, I never really played the Star Fox series. I had only gotten into it much later, like in college with friends who had it, and like for like even like in like Nintendo 64, like Star Fox 64 was pretty solid for like a Nintendo 64 era game. It was really impressive. But that would be really cool. And like with all of the like bringing older games to newer consoles, I feel like it offers the game to it unlocks the door for the game to be experienced to another huge chunk of viewer base. And I think it would be a great idea.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should port it 100%.
And talk like just a quick talking point off of the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess remasters potentially coming to Switch. They just had a resounding success with the HD remaster of Skyward Sword, so there's no reason they shouldn't. Plus, Twilight Princess is my favorite Legend of Zelda title, so I would love to see it in modern visual glory.
In other news, there's a new PS5 headset A new Pulse 3D wireless headset has made an appearance. Sony revealed it, and it is supposedly going off of the Midnight Black theme, similar to the Midnight Black controller released. Black is
Dang, it looks good.
Black is slimming. Black looks good. It looks like a neon dark star. So I'm pretty excited about it. And this has a lot of people, myself included, speculating that a all black version of the PS5 is on the horizon. Like a midnight black PS5.
It would look pretty, but I kind of like the huge, like the turnaround, like the 180 of the like almost all white console.
That's true, but a lot of diehard Sony fanboys are like a little upset because they like the black theme that Sony had kept for so many years, and they were finally just breaking tradition with this most recent generation. So I could understand where they're coming from with the whole like we want a black PS5 thing. But yeah, new headset. In other news, this is interesting. Gamers are saying that they have spotted sort of a leak on GeForce Now, which is Nvidia's game streaming service. And it appears that in the leak, we have some images of God of War running on PC. So it appears that God of War 2018 could be coming to PC very shortly. Maybe at the next PlayStation State of Play, whatever they call their thing. I wish they would
Pretty
find.
sure it would State of Play, yeah.
I wish they would find a better name for that. Do you want to do the next one? We got more Activision Blizzard news.
Just with earlier with GTA 5, I'm so tired of talking.
I'm so tired.
It's so much. Just spoon feed it to me.
So apparently Activision Blizzard employees have filed another lawsuit accusing the company of union busting and intimidation, saying they couldn't speak out against bad working conditions, hours, or poor wages. Which, like, this automatically makes you look like the bad guy. Like, no one intimidates their employees because they're good. Like, I don't know. It seems like every wrong decision that Activision Blizzard could possibly make, they are making it. Like, they don't have a PR team. Like, this is just so surprising to me. I'm like, how disconnected from reality can you be that you feel comfortable the public finding out about this? Like, it's just crazy to me. But yeah, we'll keep watching Activision Blizzard's downfall with great interest. and very disappointed interest as well. Do you want to talk about the next one?
Yeah, there's a Call of Duty title coming in 2022. It is said to be a sequel to 2019's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's codenamed Project Cortez, and it is expected to be a Modern Warfare 2019 continuation. Not really much else about that. I'm not the biggest Call of Duty player, so I can't say like whose story is going to be continuing or whose revenge tale is going to be brought to fruition or stuff, because I don't know. More
importantly, I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care.
There.
I don't care.
It's there.
You should do the next one because you're a bigger Nintendo fan than I am.
Let me pull it. Oh, absolutely. So, the modding community online just never ceases to surprise me, or rather, never ceases to make my day. A modder has put the Super Mario 64 engine inside of Minecraft, creating a playable version of Mario in Minecraft. So there's a little clip of it on Twitch, but it's literally like Super Mario 64 Mario's sprite running around in Minecraft. And so, like, they just fucking spliced the games together. showing off his work. You can see Mario running around multiple biomes, showing off his triple jump, long jump, swimming, climbing, and more moves straight from the classic title. IGN spoke to Dylan, who says he was inspired to make this project simply because he knew it was possible and that it would look a bit funny.
He was right about that. This looks like it was something made out of dreams almost.
Yeah, it's like guy's dream. The meme, the guy's dreams. It's just Mario 64 Mario running around Minecraft.
Oh Lord. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I wish more modding stuff was done like this. In other news, we have Ubisoft producing a live-action Driver series. Driver is a racing series that seems to have kind of fallen by the wayside in the past decade. I don't know when the last game was. I want to say like 2013 with Driver San Francisco or something like that. But yeah, they're making a live-action Driver series. I think this whole like live-action video game stuff and like video game TV show and movie things is like they're trying to make gaming more mainstream. And yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's the move I would take.
How I feel about it, whether I think it's just like a blatant cash grab or what you said or what.
No, it's not a cash grab. It's definitely an investment in advertising. 100%, not a cash grab. Because most of these are going to streaming services. So it's not like the consumer is paying for these. I mean, they are, but like with their streaming subscriptions. So like, if anything, it's the streaming services themselves paying for this. But in other news, we have Windows 10 allowing the Xbox app to stream console games from your Xbox console or the cloud to your PC. Which is interesting.
Removing the need of a capture card?
No. You wouldn't want to capture a stream of a stream.
Right, okay.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Now I see what you're saying. So it's just like it's essentially just like you can play the game on your console, but through your PC.
Essentially, yeah. Eliminating the need for a capture card, but like there's reasons like you wouldn't want to have a capture card for that sort of thing. One, you're tied to internet connectivity. I mean, you are regardless, but like if you're streaming a game through xCloud, you're streaming over the like basically a Wi-Fi signal. So streaming would not be ideal on a Wi-Fi signal. And also, you're tied down to Xbox cloud servers, which could have a bandwidth limitation. Not could. They do have a bandwidth limitation. So your game will have noticeable dips in quality at certain points, depending on the game you're playing. But I think the technology is cool. More news, Delay-mageddon is here again. Dying Light 2 has been delayed until February 4th, 2022, and Dying Light 2 is a game that has already been delayed to hell and back. It's not quite a Cyberpunk 2077 situation yet, but if they delay it again, it sort of might be.
It's getting to that point.
It's getting because as far as I know, the Dying Light 2 has been in production since the first game was released, since 2014. So, yeah.
It's been a minute. But another victim of Delay-mageddon, Battlefield 2042, has been delayed until November. It only is delayed for... It's been delayed for just under a month, from October 22nd to November 19th of this year. But still, it's a shame to see, like, as we're getting down to the finish line, it's just like pulled away from you at the last second. You're like, oh no.
I kind of prefer it this way though, because I don't have a lot of free time to play all these games. So like the more they pace out to me.
It was a lot of them were lining up. A lot of things were releasing in October, so it was nice that some of it gets like spread around.
Like
I do see that. Like
in October, things that I'm going to be looking into getting on day one are Metroid Dread, Far Cry 6, Back 4 Blood, and Mario Party Superstars. So I already have a full plate on games for next month.
Let alone movies that are released.
Let alone another game like Battlefield 2042 taking up all my time.
Yep.
Yep. I'm personally I'm glad it's delayed, but that's because I don't have the time to sit down and play all these at once. So,
True,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
I went hard during the Steam sale, the Steam summer sale. I have a backlog of so many games, and I just got my hands on another a 3DS from a friend, and I'm literally can finally
and you
play
spend
the
all your
3DS.
time playing like 2.
Yeah, and I finally have the ability to play 3DS games that I've owned for years but never been able to play because of the unfortunate situation that I lost my my 3DS in. I almost said PS3. What? But so I have dozens of games lined up that I am like wanting to play, and I get home and I boot up Binding of Isaac because I'm fully obsessed right now.
In other news, the PS5 SSD update has left beta. Everyone is now able to upgrade their PS5 with more storage with an M.2 SSD. And I am very excited. I am looking into purchasing one right now. I didn't make it into the beta program, sadly, but thankfully it was a short beta, and
It was a quick turnaround,
and
only like a couple weeks.
And I'm going to invest in more storage quite soon. In other additions to the update include enhanced user experience enhancements, which have more transparency on cross-gen games. For example, if a game includes a PS4 and a PS5 version, both versions will appear separately in your library as well.
Okay.
There's also a new trophy system tracker that lets you keep track of your trophy's progress in the control center and not just pulling up trophies directly.
Wait, repeat that last bit because it's been taking me a little bit to figure out how to get the trophies on my PS5.
So if there's an option now to just manage trophies when a trophy pops up, or there's a manage trophy tracker in the trophy menu instead of just looking what trophies you have by hand. So that's what that's referring to, as well as you can refer to or you can see which functions on the control center you want, and you can pick and choose which ones you don't want to appear there. So that's very cool as well. PlayStation Now subscribers also will benefit from the new update, allowing them to choose between 720p or 1080p resolution on games, which is very good for them. So yeah, very, very good PS5 update. Do you want to talk about this one?
Carnage is in Fortnite, guys.
All right,
it is joining Fortnite for its monster-themed new season.
All right, that's the story.
that's it. Just one of the number of changes. The addition of the Marvel Villains character skin is just one of the number of changes making their way to the Battle Royale. Players set out to face a brand new threat attempting to bring about the destruction of the island. Oh no.
Oh no. So scared. I just don't care about Fortnite. I just don't care about Fortnite. Let's move on.
Please.
So, in a very sad state of gaming news, the Little Big Planet game servers for Little Big Planet 1 through 3 have been finally shut down. Months and months of technical issues concerning bugs and bad patches have led to the developers just shutting down the servers entirely. And this looks like a permanent situation, and RIP, you can no longer play Little Big Planet 1 through 3 on the PS3 or PlayStation Vita online. You can only play them offline, which is very sad. Little Big Planet, I love you. You will be missed, and
you will live on in Sackboy Adventures.
You will live on in Sackboy Adventures, which you should come over next weekend and we should play more of.
Yeah, after we watch Venom.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. In addition to that, simulator games cannot be stopped. Gas Station Simulator has taken Steam by storm.
Yes!
It has been quite literally an overnight success, gaining at least 800 positive reviews on Steam in a single day. And I am very excited about it. I immediately added the game to my wish list just because it looks so fun. I just love simulator games, man. I love doing stuff
Great.
I love doing stuff that I can't do in real life.
Recent history with like lawnmower simulator, power washing simulator, and now gas station simulator, dude. They can't lose.
They can't
They're
lose.
So great.
I'm just so happy. In related news, do you remember how I talked about the Fire Sprite acquisition last week? Like Sony acquired Fire Sprite VR Studios?
Yes.
Supposedly, Fire Sprite is rumored to be working on a new AAA narrative adventure exclusively for PSVR.
Interesting. Okay.
And a lot of people have speculated that it is going to be a new mainline Horizon Zero Dawn VR game. Like not a VR mode added into Horizon, like a new game.
I actually heard rumors that might be it. Like I heard people talking about a potential Horizon VR game.
Yeah, I am very excited.
If the rumors are true, that would be fucking baller.
I am very excited about that. And in other sad news, home computing engineer Sir Clive Sinclair has died at the age of 81. He was the inventor of the ZX Spectrum, the home computer that rivaled the Commodore 64, which is very sad. That is a legend that has passed, and you will be missed, Sir Sinclair. And you will live on in our. You will live on in our.
Go out to your family.
You will live on in our PCs, and our RGB will shine brightly for you. And last bit of
that was a good send off. Good send off.
Good send off. I think it's one he would like. I don't know him, but I would like to think that he would like living on in our hard drives.
Absolutely.
And last bit of gaming news, THQ Nordic 10th anniversary has announced a slew of games that they are working on. Among them are Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed, Outcast 2 A New Beginning, which is a sequel to the 1999 cult open world game Outcast, and I'm interested in seeing more from that. Jagged Alliance 3, another sequel to a 1999 game, Jagged Alliance 2.
And they're coming back out of the woodwork.
THQ Nordic has a very long history of bringing back games that were previously dormant. There was rumored that they were working on Metroid Prime 4 for a while, but I don't think that's them anymore. Expeditions Rome is another one that they're working on that appears to be a new original title. MX versus ATV Legends, so Motocross versus ATV Legends, which appears to be a new off-road racing game. Superpower 3, which is sort of supposed to be a new Civilization type turn-based political combat victory between nations game. We have Elex 2, which is a sequel to Elex 1 from 2017. It is a open world RPG Gold Rush, which I'm not sure what that is supposed to be.
Finally, what Gold Rush game would entail. I can't. I'm trying to think of other games where I'd be like, maybe it's just like you just like shoot. It's like shoot 'em up, get money type of thing.
And the biggest one that upset the internet, not upset, but the biggest one that surprised the internet the most is a brand new blockbuster SpongeBob game. In SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake. This brand new game.
When did this news come out? How did I not hear about this?
This was like 2 days ago. SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake. The reveal trailer is very cool. It shows SpongeBob at the performing Sweet Victory at the Bubble Bowl. Which
yes!
You personally should watch the trailer. It's so good.
I'm going to the second we wrap up.
Actually, we should watch it together after the stream is done.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be so good. I'm excited. We have not gotten a good SpongeBob game since I think the tie-in game from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie back in like 2004.
Yeah, which was also THQ Nordic, right?
Yeah, it was. Like if it's them working on a SpongeBob game, Give it to me, please.
Cause the SpongeBob movie tie-in game, fucking SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, THQ Nordic knows its SpongeBob games.
They know SpongeBob.
I think this is gonna be a hit.
I want to see more of this. Like, I just want to know more of this. No gameplay footage revealed, but it appears that it is just SpongeBob singing "Sweet Victory," but in the style of the game, and I am so excited.
I'm we had so
You're
much
on the verge of tears right now.
we had so much depressing tech news that I'm literally like, oh my god, faith in humanity restored. This is what I needed, Kevin.
All right, you take it off with anime.
All right, so believe it or not, it's not really about. I don't have too much about like shows or anything. We have legitimate news about the anime, like the development side of anime. One of which we have Netflix has established a anime creators base at its Tokyo office. It said the base has 3 areas: a designer's area with designers and artists, a writer's area for developing and editing scripts, and a lab space for testing out new technologies to be implemented for animation, such as VR and motion capture, which sounds really cool. The Netflix chief producer of anime. I'm getting too excited. My sentences are hitting shuffle on Spotify. Taiki Sakurai revealed the anime creators' base in a blog post. He stated that the project was an inspiration by the television anime of Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, which is like a one season, like a one-shot anime about like high school girls making like an anime making an anime club where it's not like just talking about and watching anime. They're actually like creating animation, which is really cool. He stated, and I had watched it, so when I was reading this article to see that this actual studio was inspired by that series was really cool to see. Sakurai stated that he was intrigued by the idea of making a space where creative minds could gather, and added that it reminded him that creative processes should always be driven by passion and having fun. So it really looks like Nintendo. Oh my god, I'm still in the gaming tab. It looks like Netflix really is holding its own against the Sony monopoly of Crunchyroll and Funimation when it comes to the anime production game. Let's see what else. Oh, this one's a little fun one. Yu-Gi-Oh is celebrating the 25th anniversary of its manga by releasing an Ultimate Kaiba set. This deluxe package, which costs approximately $301 US, comes with Seto Kaiba's iconic briefcase, plus his entire card deck with original edition artwork. This includes 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon and 3 new cards which previously only existed in the manga or anime. But if you're looking at pictures of the suitcase, it's from like the first show, or like the original show, where it's the big metal suitcase. You open it up, it's got like the wavy sponge for like protection, and it has a plaque with 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in the middle of the case, which it looks so cool. It comes with 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon cards, framed in a display case. The case has a original work 25th anniversary logo. It has Seto Kaiba's deck and a briefcase that can hold approximately 7,000 cards. The lid comes with a belt that can hold 2 game mats. Pre-orders are open in Japan from September 22nd to October 31st. The item is expected to ship in April of 2022. It looks so good, and this is the only way Yu-Gi-Oh could celebrate its the 25th anniversary, and it's the only way they could that would make Seto Kaiba proud. In anime, I guess, felony news, the founder of Unfoldable Studios, made famous by their productions of the Fate series And Demon Slayer more recently, admit the founder Hikaru Kondo admits to evading 138 million yen in taxes. He admitted to the charge of violating the Corporation Tax Act and Consumption Tax Act by failing to pay about 1.25 million US dollars in taxes at a preliminary hearing by the Tokyo District Court just yesterday. During the same hearing, Kondo issued an apology admitting that he thought his tax evasion would quote-unquote not bring trouble to the Unfoldable Studios. Kevin's gone.
A bold prediction on his part. I muted.
Okay, yeah,
I muted myself, thinking I was unmuting myself, so that's why I was gone.
It happens. The prosecution said in its opening statement that Unfoldable and Kondo hid part of the income from the company's cafes and merchandise from 2015 to 2018 in order to buffet against future downturns in business. The studio allegedly hid about 441 million yen, which is roughly 4 million US dollars in income. So, the future of Unfoldable Studios is uncertain. I hope that they would stick around because they've got season 2 of Demon Slayer coming up. I mean, I don't know if the Fate series has been completed. There's a lot of different iterations of it. But as long as they, also he resigned.
I figured he would.
Yeah, shocker. So I hope the studio itself stays afloat. Because it sounded like it was really just the founder who was trying to fatten his own pockets.
Yeah, it sounds like just straight up greed.
And then that's really all of like the actual news. But there's an upcoming animation of a series called The Fruit of Evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made. I saw it. I was like, interesting. Like the picture on top of the article on Anime News Network had me like it got me interested enough to click on it. It revealed the Japan air date of October 4th in this new trailer. So from what I've seen and what I gather from like synopsis, it's like an isekai where a kid and a bunch of his classmates get transported to another world. Main character finds himself alone, and then a gorilla shows up, and instead of like being mauled to death by the gorilla proposes to him. So he said, like, it was in the summary paragraph. It was like, and at that moment he thought, gorilla's good enough, I guess.
Oh,
so
God.
He just wedlocks in with a gorilla, and then it says they both eat the fruit of evolution, and then that's where the story begins, type of thing.
All right.
So it looks fun. It's definitely gonna be full of fan service from what I saw from the teaser trailer, but I'll definitely be watching it come October.
All right.
That's all I've got on anime.
All right. So we'll get you right out of here as soon as we get what to watch and play this week. So for games, seems to be a slow week with 2 exceptions. We got Cruisin' Blast on the Switch, and we have Darksiders 3 finally out on Stadia after how many years? And the big boy this week is Deathloop on PS5 and PC. So please go check that out. I'm picking it up probably next week, I would say. Flynn, Son of Crimson, is out on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Eastward, which is the other big one, it's sort of like an indie title that's supposed to be a smash hit, is out on Switch and PC. Skatebird is out on Xbox One, Switch, PC, and Linux.
Good.
Don't see many
I'm
Linux games with native support. That's interesting.
honestly, yeah. But, I've been waiting for Skatebird. It looks so good.
Origami 2 is out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Deltarune Chapter 2 is out on PC and Mac.
Oh, really? I saw that it was announcing stuff, but I didn't know that the actual second chapter released.
No, it's out. It's out. It came out yesterday. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom is out on Switch. And Toem is out on PS5, Switch, and PC. Other than, yeah, seems to be a slow week for gaming. But
slow week for gaming. It looks like all right. I just know I have to stop at the 18th. We have a new site for movies, so I just need to like know the time frame of the week. So we've got for movies within the past 8 days because we streamed Friday last week and didn't get Friday this week. We got Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. Straight out of nowhere, Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog.
It's pronounced Vista, just to be clear.
Vista Del Mar. Okay. We have Shelter in Place. Okay, sounds like a quarantine inspired movie. We have Schumacher. We have Night Books, which looks like it released on Netflix. The Light of Early Spring released yesterday, and there is no poster available. We have Cry Macho, the new Clint Eastwood movie. I should say the old Clint Eastwood movie.
Did you click the link that was in the thing?
Yeah. It doesn't say where they release.
Are you sure you're reading the like? Oh, did you read the Courage the Cowardly Dog Scooby-Doo crossover?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Sorry.
Yeah. That was I said that right as you were saying. It's pronounced Vista.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm really excited for. It looks so good. What a fucking crossover. We got Cry Macho. We've got Live at Mr. Kelly's. We have Goose.
It's a movie about a goose. I hope.
Yeah, it's just a
goose.
Full black poster with a white silhouette of a goose, and it says 2021.
2021.
So I think that's like the announcement of it. Wait, that might actually be about. I think I know what story that might be. Hold on, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I could talk to you after stream about it.
All right.
We've got I Love Us. We have The Starling, which looks like it's a story about a bird. 2 bird movies this week. Interesting.
Nice.
Lady of the Manor. We have The Reenactment. We have Cop Shop. Someone's gotta take the hit. We have Boris Karloff, the man behind the monster. The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
That's supposed to be a big one. Andrew Garfield's in that one.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yep.
Bestsellers. It's got Michael Caine in it, and Aubrey Plaza. That looks pretty good.
That looks interesting.
Great cast. We've got Back Nord. We have, and these are releases today. Queer Coyote. Mortality. Imperfect High. Raise a Glass to Love. And Through Her Glasses.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Alrighty, I'll wrap it up here with new TV that we got. So we got 90 Day Bears All on Discovery Plus season. That is season 2 of that. 2021 MTV. Oh wait, that is the movie awards. We got The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I was like, wait, that's a thing. But apparently season 2 is out on Bravo. Scenes from a Marriage season 1 is out on HBO Max, I should say. American Rust season 1 is out on Showtime. Why the Last Man season 1 is out on FX on Hulu.
Everybody asks why the Last Man and not how the Last Man.
Not how the Last Man. Sad Last Man. Jack Whitehall Travels with My Father. Complete season 5 is out on Netflix. The World's Most Amazing Vacation Rental. Ooh, I'm actually excited about that. I want to watch that. I love that show. That is season 2 out on Netflix. You versus Wild Out Cold is out on Netflix. We have Nailed It, season 6 out on Netflix. We have America's Got Talent season 16 finale is on NBC. We have Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol season 1 out on Peacock. The Harper House season 1 out on Paramount Plus. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe remake TV series is out on Netflix. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine series finale is on NBC. And
I think that's like the end of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It is.
I'm pretty sure that's the final episode.
It is, yeah. To be exact, it ended 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, end of an era. After that, we have the Morning Show season 2 premiere out on Apple TV Plus. We have Chicago Party Ant out on season 1 out on Netflix. And finally, we have Sex Education season 3 out on Netflix. I heard that's a good show.
Actually, yeah, I actually did hear good things about Sex Education.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you,
done.
lovely
people.
people.
A lot to take in. We
And
had
we-
a lot on our plates, and now we've kind of just tipped our plate onto your empty plate.
And we kind of ended before we usually do.
Yeah, we were like, we can't sidetrack, and we just trailblazed, and then we realized we're like, oh,
We did it all.
We've only talked for an hour and 15.
We did it all. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and
Appreciate it.
video going up next week, and we'll be back here same time next week. Same time on Saturday. Correct?
Same time on Saturday. Wait. The TV film scroll is going through my head. Tentatively, same time on Saturday next week.
Okay. Sounds good to me. All right.
We'll talk.
Thank you
about it.
guys so much.